See, I've only gotten I bought this little I ain't gonna say cheap, but cost effective headset. It was like I had like $5 from Best Buy, and they were like originally like 14.99. So I was like, you know what, this good temporary set, you know. Hmm. You get you are all right, cool. Um, all right, well, shoot, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna see how this runs, but hopefully everybody can hear. Hopefully the audio actually comes out good this time around. But anyways, this is another episode of Let's Play Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, part one. You know, since there's a second part of this game, like I said last time. I'm not alone this time on the stream, so I got my man James, who is also a part of the Blurred Confidential podcast, which I discussed the other day. James, I don't know if you're there or you can hear us or hear me. So yeah, man, we're just gonna follow back up where we ended last time. So we're gonna go back on stage 3, and again, like I told people last time, there are two forms in this game. Yes, veteran is cool if you really want that, but again, like I said, not back sucks. So we're gonna roll with casual. James, I don't know. Have you ever played this game with that before? Yeah. So yeah. So Ritual of the Night is it's also a spiritual successor, but that is more related to Symphony of the Night, or you know, for all my people who played that on the PS1, and so it's it's very reminiscent to the quote unquote Metroidvania style games. And so yeah, that was actually pretty cool. You know, it's not the go from point A to point B type game. It's more of those. Um, hey, you start off this way and you got this power up, and then you get this other new power up. Then you can go back to this section that you visited before because things open up. That type of stuff. I'm trying to see. So, which way do I want to go? Nah, you know what? I don't like going down because I got like this crusher thing that drops on you. But anyways, man, what's going on? Happy Friday. How's everything for you? Definitely. Isn't that something, man? Like I told folks, I had to take off today, man. It was, you know what? Just wasn't feeling it. I don't know what it is, but I think everybody gets it in. Oh man, like you know what? I kind of somewhat realized, and of course now I'm speaking from an area of privilege. You know, being able to work from home is a plus, but you also realize home don't end just because you gotta do work. So, yep, yeah, exactly. And so, again, like I said, I appreciate it because you know I can be here with family during this time. You know, the Rona going around still, and who knows? You know, being in Texas, we don't know how it's going to end for us. So, Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's gonna end up being a new norm for a lot of people, though. Like, if look, again, I don't mind telling my political leanings or how I feel things should go, but this shouldn't even be a partisan issue. Like, this has to deal with public safety. Like, like it's crazy. But the funny part is, I think that's gonna be like similar to us. Like, I'm waiting for that conversation where they say, you know what, hey y'all, we ain't going back to work until like mid-July 2021. That's the best case scenario. You know, that type of stuff. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is the stage 3 boss. I forgot. You know what? Don't quote me on these things. I don't remember what these guys' names are. Apparently they do have. I mean, you know, Scrooge McDuck, if he would have, you know. I mean, you know what? He looked like that, or shoot. He kind of looked like the Monopoly Man. You know, he got the top hat, got the monocle. This is the Monopoly Man. Go ahead. That is true. Okay, so it is one of those. What do they call it? Damn, I forgot what it's called when you envision one thing one way, but it really is another way. Like the Berenstain Bears. A lot of people was the Mandela effect. There we go. All right, so we'll get back into it, but you know, just quick for those you know, following the game. So this is Jeeble, and he is the equivalent of Alucard from Castlevania 3. And so his special ability is he shoots out bats as his regular weapon, and he can turn into a bat. So he's your flying character. In case stage get too hard, you just fly over everything. Yeah. But yeah, I do remember that with the Berenstain Bears on the spelling of it. There was one where they talked about a movie that allegedly Sinbad was supposed to play the genie, but that was never a thing. Uh, it was the Monopoly Man and the monocle, because you're right, he never actually had one. Yeah, it seemed like it fits. I think that's what it is. It's like you could just picture, you know. You know, and that's probably what they got confused with the Planners guy, because they basically look the same except one's a peanut and one's human. So we'll go ahead and show off this guy. Oh, uh-oh. So you can't hear none of this then. Well, let's check that. And why is that the reasoning? Do you have broadcast setting? Oh, here we go. Audio sharing settings. Do you have all three of those things clicked? Include audio and broadcast. Also, I think you need to do it in the party chat too, if you have it. Audio sharing settings. So if you click the share button, let's see. And then if you go down to broadcast, yeah. And once you go to sharing broadcast settings, then you'll go down to audio settings, and it should say something like include microphone audio and video, include microphone audio, and then share party audio. All three of them. Okay. Still can't hear yourself. I can hear you. I can hear you through my headset. Yes. Mhm. Okay, but you don't hear yourself. Okay. So, we'll figure this out. And so in the party chat, we have, let's see, party settings, and you did in party settings. You allow your voice to be shared. Okay. If you select always or allow for current party, your voice will be included other players. That was in the party chat settings. And so yeah, if you go back to the party and click settings or party settings. Oh. What? Yes, allow your voice to be shared and just put always allow. Just to just cover that. Okay. Alright, so can you hear yourself now?
Oh, let's find out. Hold on. I gotta get back to it. Beep, beep, beep.
Sorry folks, technical difficulties. Uh, I would say I can edit this stuff out, but this is a live broadcast, so hey, the fumbles are real. Let me stay.
Check microphone record.
Good to go?
Hold on. Yep, I can hear it.
Alright. Well, now I don't sound like I'm like a crazy person.
Yeah, I know what sound talking to yourself make you look like.
Uh-huh. Oh man. Oh shoot. Now we should be, next time we're gonna try to see if we can get all three party members of the podcast on. So matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring that up. We actually had some decent conversations this past week, which I will upload that tonight, so people be aware, be on the lookout for that on all platforms where you find podcasts. We do get into some heavy topics and some light topics. It's just, but it's just the perspective of, a couple black dudes. That's what we should have named it. Ask a Black Dude.
Right. What that black dude say? That'll be the one.
I don't know. Comedy Central may have come after us then, because that was a skit on Dave Chappelle's show.
Ask a black dude.
Yep.
Hey, I had some ideas for another podcast too, so.
Oh.
Yeah, I got too much in my head.
See, I feel like I'm the same way. I feel like I talk too much. So
I know I do.
yeah,
That's my problem.
we'll just jump over him.
It's the knowing part and being
Yeah.
told this.
I mean, that's fair. I never minded. I mean, it's also why I, started kind of doing, got into the Let's Play stuff, because I know we could talk the game, but the game is kind of just what brings us together. But it's also here to, let's talk some stuff. Let's talk real life.
I mean, that's what you normally do anyway. Look, when you come hang out with anybody, even back in the day when we were coming up, you'll talk about the game when you first see it until you get to a point to where it was like something really big or exciting, or you just keep embarrassing yourself. We would talk about.
Oh, definitely.
Other than that, we talked about anything and everything, which was great. So I mean, it's like regular conversation, but with social distancing to the max.
I know. Oh man. You know what? I remember at first I was like, yeah, man, I can social distance. I do that most of the time anyway. But you realize not being allowed, like not being able to go somewhere, and then, in my opinion, people not doing what's right, so we can't be able to start going back places. That's what's infuriating. Cause you're like, I'm doing what I need to do, but it feel like, a class project, a group project, and you did your part, but you still end up getting a C.
Oh, slap the piss out of somebody at that point. You mean I'm gonna take this L for you?
Yes. And it's like,
yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
Not taking this L.
That's how I feel though, because you're like,
we all taking L's for somebody else's mistakes.
Pretty much. And it's crazy because you're like, I'm doing everything I need to, and this asshole doesn't pick up the phone when I need him.
Right. You no good such and such.
Yeah. But you gonna show up on project day like you've been doing this for the get-go. Get out of
here. And then want to put your name big up there like you did something. Man, slap the taste out of your mouth.
Like, oh man, don't tell them that I ain't really doing that, man. I just been going through it. Like, hey man, that's your problem.
Going through it. Do you see this project? Do you understand what I was going through to put this together? Me and them? And you ain't here?
Man, look, it's rough out here, man. And then, Texas is gonna be like, again, not to just really rag on us, but we're interesting bunch as of right now. That's all I can say.
Man. Why are we in the top 3 of horror?
I mean, we are though, because it's what, us, Florida, and who's
us, Florida, California, somewhere else. Well, I know it's us. It's Texas, Florida, California, and maybe who else? One of the Carolinas, I'm for sure, is pretty bad off.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's just the South in general, because the South has always been rough with it. Because the South has little money, the education ain't really there like that, and so it's just interesting when all this stuff plays out the way it does.
Man, right now it's too much going on for. We are too much of a civilized nation to be just doing this bad. Like we're not doing any good with this right now.
Well, how you even gotta question that? Like, are we really? Because you would think that if we're as civilized as we claim, it wouldn't have gotten this far. Because I think civilized people realize, you know what? We are not the experts. Not saying that an expert can't lead you down the wrong path or they can't be wrong. Not saying that at all. Like, even doctors sometimes get it wrong. It just happens. But are you now no longer going to listen to your doctor because they misdiagnosed you? It's like, oh, yeah, there's a margin for error. I'm sorry.
So that's why I would say, yes, we're still civilized. But the thing about it is, you have to think about all these fools that we have around us at this point. It's like, what can they really process in that little brain, big ass head that they got going on? You got a general population that says, yes, we will listen to our doctors. Mm-hmm. But you got too many people that got their own opinions.
Mm-hmm.
We are civilized, but even saying that we're civilized doesn't mean that we're all good people.
Yes. And even
you're civilized, but that don't make you good. And you got all these other little pockets of groups that are doing these little silly things that have an impact on others.
I guess that's also what bugs me is, yes, you can have an opinion, that's fine, but just because you made said opinion or assertion doesn't make it correct. You just another asshole with opinion. That's it.
You just another asshole with an asshole.
That's it. But it's funny because you get these discussions with some people, and they'll say, "Well, I'm agree to disagree." It's like, no, nigga, no. That's not what we agree to disagree. That means there's a right answer in this, and that you're assuming that you have a right answer to that. Like, for instance, we can agree to disagree that pineapples don't belong on pizza. I say they do. You may say they don't. Fine. Let's agree to disagree because none of us is right.
Right, because this pizza gonna get ate one way or another, whether you like it or not. It's gonna get made one way or another, whether you like it or not.
Or debate on who's the best Ninja Turtle.
If there's no fact of the matter, like I saw this the other day too. I think you may have sent it. I may have seen it somewhere. The facts are the facts. Like, you got truth with truth. With facts, you get truth.
Yes.
And then you have that other big ass O over there that's standing off by itself. Is your opinion?
Yes.
It can't be proven.
Nope.
It can't. There's no scientific data behind your opinion.
Nope.
But then you got fact over here. If I put a hole in your heart, you will die.
You're right. I mean, unless you have unless we're living in the world of, what was the name of that movie? It was actually a pretty decent movie. You just took it for face value. Repo Man. Unless we got like some artiforks out here that you can just put in this place, yeah, you're gonna be eating FUBAR. You're done, man. So,
man, if I put a hole in your heart the size of a quarter, you will not be here tomorrow.
Nah, there's a good chance you're done.
So we're gonna take that as fact. And if I do it and I killed you and I go to the judge and say, yes, I did it, yes, I told the truth, but there's truth in the fact that, yes, I have done this, I have proven this, and there's a hole in your heart.
No. All you got to do is say, well, there's no way to prove or disprove that. Because it was.
Yeah. Would you like to die today? I'm just asking,
that's that Western, that's that propaganda. They just told you that you would die, but really, if you put a hole in your heart, you'll live forever.
You was eternal. You were immortal. Man. Highlander style.
Yeah.
They can't take you out.
Exactly.
They keep telling you that you can die, but you can't die.
Yeah.
Do you understand that there is no death? When people look in your eyes, they get life.
Exactly. See, they just don't want you to ascend past stay woke, man, because they don't want you to be
open your eyes, brother.
Yeah, your third eye.
That's another asshole for you right there.
You know what? Screw it. I don't care. I tell people all the time, yes, I'm an ass. I make fun of everything and everyone. You just got to get this work. I tell people, you know what? It's fine. There's some,
it's funny.
Most things are being made fun of. Yes, you can make fun of almost anything.
Yeah, you can.
And if you say something goofy,
literally, you can make fun of anything. You really can. Is it in poor taste for some of those? Absolutely.
Sure. There's some moments it's just too soon.
Look, hold on. It could be in poor taste and still be hilarious. But sometimes you got that situation where it's what you should not do.
Yep.
Like, the one thing I do not joke about anymore, and it's one of those evolution things. It's like, as a child, it was something you could make fun of, and you can't. Mm-hmm. Like, now that you grow up and you see things for what they are and the respect that you have for people, like, I can't make another man hitting a woman like video and watching it and thinking that's funny.
Yeah.
Because it's not. Because it's like, our women get beat down more than anybody else. I can't. How the hell? How do I feel about that? I got a daughter.
Yeah, it's funny because I would say, because you know we always say the same thing. I know I say this. I say, you know, I can't name a situation that I'll put my hands on a woman, but if she did try to you know, harm me in some way, I sure would body slam her on the bed.
Hey,
You know,
I'm gonna shake.
just...
I'm gonna shake the shit out of her. But my goal at that point is not
not to cause
hit.
harm. It's
No,
just to get
like,
you off of me.
I'm trying to stop. I'm not gonna just sit here and take a bunch of hits.
Oh
Like,
no, I ain't that dude.
there is a point to where like, right, like I'm big enough. I'm gonna push you down. Like,
Yeah.
but I just need you to get back because I'm trying. This is my distraction, so I can get away. This is my flashbang. This is my smoke bomb.
Now,
I'm Batmaning right up out of here.
now I would say the funniest joke I ever heard that's similar, I think was it Chris Rock, and he was like, you know, because people say there's never a reason to do it. He was like bullshit. He was like, you can find a reason to kick a baby off, you know, punt a baby off. Of course, I'm, you know, down a flight of stairs. You just don't do it. And it's like, you know what? That's true. There's plenty of reasons.
Yeah.
We've all been in relationships. We all grown here. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not. We at Blurred Confidential nor IQ is condoning any of these behaviors, but we have all dealt with certain people where you like, ooh, if only I can get away with this.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that was the funny part of the joke. Was like, yeah, you know what? That is true. You just choose not to do these things because it's fucked up. You don't do that type of stuff. You just let it go.
You letting old people have it at that point. And it ain't the best thing. It ain't the best decision you can make in your life, but damn it, some of them might deserve it. Let them old folks have it. Like, I respect my elders and I do as much as I can. But at the end of the day, I'm an adult. You're an adult. I gotta pay my taxes. I gotta pay my bills. You don't pay them. You can't just say whatever you want to me either, because I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah, look, I respect your opinions, but don't be coming to me any way because you think you get a pass. That's the problem.
I can't say that I won't do it when I get old, because I'm gonna let somebody have it too.
Oh, see, I can't.
And maybe they gonna have the same mentality. Like, yeah, you can try it, young boy, if you want.
Yeah.
And because I'm gonna have the same mentality when I get older too. You can try it, young boy, if you want, but I'm gonna give you the business today.
And it's like, you know what? I can't wait to get old because I'm gonna be people think I'm a dick now. Oh boy, when I got age on me and I have zero fucks to give, man, look.
Oh, right. And I just know these days are numbered at that point. I'm like,
hey, look, you finna get all this work. You wanna know what I really think, son?
I'm gonna work your ass like overtime.
Look, I already know it's gonna be hard for him because he gonna be like, yo, man, my daddy, I don't know, man, because it's bad enough. So I started thinking about that, and so little dude is 6 months, and I said, you know what? I just realized I'll be 50 when he's a teenager. Like when he turns 18, I will be 50, like 50, 51, and I'm like, I'm gonna be that old parent. So I can just imagine like inserting myself in random parts of his life where he's like, Daddy, just walk away, man. And I'm like, nope, I don't wanna. You know, I'm old. I earned this.
Look, just tell everybody to shut the hell up. Tell them that I paid for all this in here.
Exactly.
And I dare somebody else to say something else about it.
Look, man, it's a rite of passage. I'm not saying that you should treat your kids anyway, but you know what? Torturing them from time to time is kind of fun because.
Hey, as a child, we deserved it. As our children, they deserve it at this point. Everybody can get it. It's like we try to make ourselves seem like that things are gonna be okay, like being adults and we're gonna be reasonable. No, everybody gonna get it.
And that's the funny part. It's like, cause you know, it's just in our day and age. I know. I say that's all part of the reason why I kind of got off Twitter, because I realized, man, if I stay on Twitter, I will get canceled just for just saying spouting random BS just because it's funny. Don't mean I'm mean any of it. I used to have to tell people that all the time. Like, man, I don't mean no harm. I'm just making jokes. If you set me up, I'm gonna run with it. That's just how it goes.
But I put it to you like this though. Sometimes you saying what you want to say is one thing that somebody needs, because somebody's gonna agree with you somehow. There's always somebody else that will agree. And at this point, let me tell you, if I find something funny, now this is going back to what we were talking about earlier. If I can find it funny, I don't care who else don't. I'm laughing.
I mean, it's how it should be. Like, I remember, okay, it's like, again, I tell people one of my favorite comedians, and, you know, unfortunately he passed away fairly early, was Patrice O'Neal. Yep. And I know he was very controversial because he talked about a lot of stuff, you know, relationship stuff and all that. And, you know, depending on who you are, he can rub you the wrong way. But I enjoyed his comedy because it was that in-your-face, you know, type comedy. I've always enjoyed that stuff. This is why I think I love Dave Chappelle, and I know some people have their thoughts on him currently because, you know, they feel like some of the subject matters he'll talk about, or, you know, you can't make fun of that stuff. And it's like I tell people,
it's the stuff that we live with already. It's the stuff that we're already thinking. What you're saying is you shouldn't be able to say that.
Yeah, and I disagree. It's like, I remember someone asked me one time, they were like, oh, well, how would you feel if someone did a white guy did a black joke? I was like, is it funny? Because if it's funny, I might be able to give him a pass. If it's bad, he gonna find out it was a bad joke. But
if you can't laugh about this stuff, there's something wrong with you. You got something against something or someone. You just want to stop yourself from laughing. Like, you just can't let it go. You want to stress about too much of the wrong thing.
Yeah, and you know, and there's a difference. Like, there's some people who would say what's really on their heart and try to disguise it as a joke, and we know, nah, man, they mean that. That's different. You know, it's a little different. I know it's hard for some to kind of, you know, think about that, but it's the truth. Like, we've all heard all types of jokes. I've heard women say all types of jokes, men, gay women, etc. And I'm not that person that will say that, oh, well, only certain people can say certain jokes, because at the end of the day, if it's funny, it's funny. That's me, regardless of who the presenter is and the optics of it. Again, I don't expect anybody to agree with that statement. I expect people to say, man, you full of it. And that's fine.
So this is my thing with comedy, with comedians. I've heard a lot of different comedians say this, and it's one thing that I still find true is they have to be the ones to say things that we are thinking, that we are actually seeing, and then be able to verbalize it. But the unique situation that they're in is that they make it funny. Even though sometimes it's not a laughing matter, it's like, you know what? That was funny. Like, I wasn't expecting to laugh at that joke. I was expecting to be pissed off. But you know what? That was funny. I got to give you that one. And then they hit you again with another one. And it's like you're laughing about this entire thing, but at the same time, it's making you think.
Look. Someone said this. I think it was on the old show Duckman, which that's taking it back. We were kids when that came out. And I never knew this speech had occurred, but apparently in Duckman, the main character did a speech talking about comedy, because comedy's always been under fire. Comedy and hip hop, like, it's like you can't go any moment in time where hip hop's not under fire for something. And do I agree all the time? No, not always. Is it an art form that can be controversial? Absolutely. Am I saying that by someone because the arguments that people will say is that, well, if random people say these things, that they normalize the certain behaviors, and I was like, you know what? I somewhat disagree. This is anecdotal, so take that for what it's worth. We grew up playing Mortal Kombat. I never once thought I should be able to rip someone's head off. It's not a thought that went through my mind.
Nope, not a single day.
I love hip hop. Not once did I say, you know what? I'm about to hit these streets and sell these drugs. Not once, because I said, you know what? That's not for me. That's not the life I want.
You know what? My mama gonna kill me if I did this. Nope. Mm-mm.
I'm just saying. So to then say that,
what is a drug?
And so again, anecdotal. But I'm just saying is that that's not always the end result when something is brought up. That doesn't automatically mean that someone's going to exhibit said behavior. Those are a special type of individuals. Those are people who are still trying to find themselves, so they use things like hip-hop and games in order to create an identity for themselves, which is still strange, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But in the skit on Duckman, he basically said that, when it comes to things like comedy, you're supposed to leave somewhat different than you showed up. Like, it's supposed to hit you in multiple different ways. And even if you go with the traditional sense of comedy and tragedy are of the same tune. It's just comedy has hindsight attached to it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and that's it. That's really the main difference.
So, I think people need to get their life together when it comes to comedy in the first place, because either way, you need to get this message. If you feel like you can't get this message from someone sitting down with you or on your TV in your living room, trying to get you to see what's really going on, or their version of what's going on. Some comedians, or just people, like comedians are people also. Like, they have regular lives like everybody else. The thing with it, though, is now they have to tell this story from their viewpoint, or from the viewpoint of a group of people.
Yes. And just because
that's a powerful thing.
And also, here's the thing: just because it's said don't mean you have to agree. That's just how it goes. Oh, I don't agree with that joke.
That's with anything in this world. But just because you got a platform now, you want to go out and go beat somebody up, talking about, well, oh my God, I went to the show last night and you will not believe what they said. They were talking about this. They said this. And can you believe he had the nerve to bring up this? She said that she was going to do this and this and this. Can you get off of your high horse and go stand off in your corner and leave everybody else to what they were doing? Because we didn't ask for you to show up. We did not need you to be here.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just do a reset. Sorry about that. As y'all see, I'm having these tragic platform abilities going on right now. It's all
yeah. Wasn't gonna mention it.
Hey, it's all good, man. I was rushing, but yeah. I mean, that's
rush up. So bitch, why you rush?
Hey, man, it's rough out here. But
yeah.
I don't know, man. That's just, I've always thought that, and again, that's just my opinion of it. I don't know nothing. Again, I'm just another nigga with an opinion. That's how it goes.
Yep. Like I said, it's like another asshole with an asshole. You got one, we all got one.
That's it.
Opinions and all.
But there we go. But anyway, so but yeah, man, that's just like an introduction to what some of the stuff that we talk.
Talk about literally about just about everything at this point.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is fine though, cause like, you know, we don't. you don't feel like, everything's all uptight, because we've all had situations where we go, even certain friends, like there's certain people who you don't know what subject matters off limits.
Yep. So you got a couple options on that. You can either go out there and kind of feel around and see if you can bait somebody into talking about something, or
oh my god, the double jump did not work.
Just cut it off and just don't bring it up at all.
Yeah, you know what? I won't lie. I have limited what political stuff I would talk about at times. It depends on what circles I'm in.
Yeah,
and
same.
who I'm talking to, because it's nothing worse when you hear how what someone believes, and then you gotta just roll with it because you're like, oh my god,
Right.
Or you gotta ask follow-up questions.
Excuse myself.
Yeah, you really do believe that? Like you really believe that? I don't know, what's the most outrageous thing we've ever heard? Oh yeah, you really believe the Earth's still flat? Like after all these years, huh?
You said you found evidence. How did you find evidence?
Oh, they researched.
What? But you found the evidence.
Yeah.
All right, next time you better tell me you researched it. Don't you tell me you found no evidence, because now you sound like you an expert.
Oh, hey, you know what?
And now they ain't no expert.
We already know that, because you already know. Well, can't go that way. When it comes to people don't like experts nowadays. That's actually a funny thing. If you're an expert, I don't know if it's jealousy or it's something along those lines, but when you tell someone you're an expert at something, they don't like that. They make it seem like you're the only one who have like the knowledge, and I guess they feel like you're arrogant or something. You're like, nah, this is the field I'm proficient in, and that's all.
Yeah, they really got it in their mind that somebody else they don't know, never met, is telling them a whole bunch of things that goes against what they believe. And now they're having a hard time of comprehending of why this person is saying what they're saying. Nope, don't believe you. You are not an expert. I don't know where you got your information from, but I'm still doing what I want to do.
Be like, I calculated it myself. Well, again, I had a family member who we somehow got in a debate about flat Earth, which is always funny. But apparently, I said, yeah, man, you can prove like all of these things with just math and physics. You can run the calculations and kind of prove. Oh well, just because you can do that and put math to it, don't mean it's always right. I was like, but it's math though. Like
it's an absolute thing at this point.
Yeah, it's like unbiased. Like it doesn't have any leanings one way or another.
It don't like you.
Yeah, or you gonna try to say that
or me.
No, are we saying that sometimes things can't be manipulated? Yeah, sure, fine. But
even if they are manipulated, the one thing still stands true. Whatever calculation you put into it is what you get. Now, if you work it backwards, you see where you messed up.
Yeah.
So it's still true.
But it's weird though, because like that wasn't enough for him, and then it was funny because when he was talking, he thought, gosh, shit, I forgot about that. I hate that jump with her. But it was funny because he thought that portals or something like that was more, how can I put it? That was easier to comprehend than the fact that the Earth was round. Because I asked, like, I realized, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing this. I have to ask simple questions that don't require any use of science or anything like that where you have to go in and prove it. That's fine. And so I just asked logical questions. Like, okay, how can you do, explain the time thing, and, explain how you can go one direction and end up somewhere else. All these different things. I was, and again, he said portals, and I said, excuse me, portals? Like that's reasonable, but the other one is not. A spherical Earth is not reasonable, but The fact that you can go to one side of the earth and then transport yourself to the other, that's fine.
A portal. So
I said, yep, this conversation's done.
So why we ain't got the portal to go to the moon? Why we gotta keep taking these rockets?
Man, look, great questions. All great questions.
What does the moon go every day?
On the other side of the earth, yeah.
So the moon rotates around us still.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
the
because
moon don't spin?
Nope, not at all.
Weird thing.
Yeah. And then even then, I asked him, I said, okay, well, let's use that as an example. I said, think about this. If the earth was as flat as you claim it is, there should be two things that occur. Number one, there should be a point in time because of how sunlight or just light in its own radiates outwards. You should have a moment in time where the entire earth is illuminated, like 100% sunlight across the board.
Yep.
When is that moment?
Have time zones.
Yeah. And so I asked him, I said, when is that moment? He didn't have an answer for me, of course.
Of course not.
Yeah, because I guess that's asking the right questions. And so you start
It's
asking.
too much like a job.
But I don't know. It's funny because, again, no answer, no idea, couldn't figure it out. And so I think, what else did I ask? I said, oh yeah, how come you can't? Where is the edge and where's the picture of the edge? Because someone should have a picture of the edge of the. Regardless of if you think there's collusion or whatever. There should be somebody has to have a picture of the edge.
If people got so-called pictures of aliens and pictures of Bigfoot and Loch Ness, and you can't get me one single picture of the edge of the earth,
yeah,
we got a problem.
And so I don't know. That was just funny because I was like, because I asked that, and then I asked, well, what's on the other side? You know, what's really holding us here then? Or how come every other planet that we see is round? So are all of them flat, and it just so happens that the flat side is just happens to be facing us? Like, what? Explain.
Yeah, like everything's pre-manufactured, like fabricated.
Yeah.
Like everything that we know.
Everything.
So
right.
Those are projections in the sky when people look at through telescopes.
Yep.
Of things that actually look like they rotate.
Yeah,
wow,
man, you didn't know that?
Technology has been great for like over 100 years.
Oops, I missed it. Alright, so this is the last stage. Let me see if I can complete it, but I only got about 10 minutes left on the stream or so we'll see. But yeah, apparently that is the logic behind it, and I was like, wow. Because
yes and no.
It was just weird because I was like, okay, but hey, you know what? Whatever, man.
Good God.
Oh, you just get it. See, that's what sucks when you lose the main character, because every other character moves slow, and because they got that whole Belmont Strat thing going on where they just got to walk speed only, and so the character that I love using, the other guy, he has a sprint, and so you just kind of run through the stages like it's old school Ninja Gaiden. But well.
Yep, lost on this one.
Yeah.
Kind of like well, just keep coasting. You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's the only thing you hate about these old school games. It's like, oh, the walk speed.
Like
it's like you ever went back to like an old school game that you used to love, and then I actually tried that with a couple of Dreamcast games. I went back, and there's one thing I did get spoiled on, which was camera control.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was so bad in the beginning.
Yo, the second like all the people who never experienced it, that second analog stick is like godsend. Because I remember I was playing old school Dreamcast game, even matter of fact Sonic Adventure, and I was playing that and I realized, I say, damn, I can't control the camera. The only way to change it is you have to rotate it using, clicking the analog buttons to either put the camera right behind your character.
Yep.
But Lord Jesus.
That was a feat.
Hey man, that was the dark ages of gaming, man. I tell everybody that.
Speaking of those analog sticks, I'm gonna tell you, I figured out one of the reasons why. I think we talked about this before on the podcast. Why I prefer the Xbox controller over the PlayStation's controller. And I said it was the way the controllers were made, kind of like the size of it. That is part of it. Yeah. But I didn't realize why that I had a problem with it. So from what I found out, and I was actually I watched a video on this, but compared to where your thumb, what the sticks are, the PlayStations keep their sticks side by side right there in the middle of the controller. So your hands are closer together in that confined space. And the degree of the angle is a little bit more extreme that way because of where the handles are.
The degree of the... See, here he coming with all evidence. Man, we don't have no place for no evidence and numbers and shit.
Guess what? You gonna get them. But if you take the thumbstick where the Xbox is on the left, it is literally in your resting position. So you're not having to move your thumbs to the center, which is not bad for what they are. But you ever held weights like that out front, like with your hands side by side?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Not you. Not you at all.
No, not me. No, man, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, after a while, that shit hurts.
See, we real men over here. No, I'm just...
Oh, okay. You use the machines. I got it.
Yeah.
Well, us wimps over here use free weights. We don't know what we're doing over here.
Yeah, exactly. See? Amateurs.
I guess we have to learn from the professionals. Gosh, darn it.
See if I remember where this pixel top, man. In fact, just be safe. Mess around and walk right off of there.
I fooled around and I found a new controller. I had to get one for one reason. Like the one that I got recently, the wired one, is great because it's zero latency for everything that I want to do. Problem is, that adapter that I bought for my headphones didn't work. Sent that back to Amazon. They gave me my refund. I bought a controller instead, and they built a controller like the Xbox controller in size and button placement, basically the analog sticks. So it'll come in tomorrow. I'll try that out. If I don't like it, I'll send it back to you.
See, I think I sent you one where like the controller was like slightly different.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh yeah, this is we're towards the end of the game. This is Grimmery.
Memory?
Grimmery, I believe.
Grimmery.
Yeah, Grimmery.
It's a hell of a name.
Yeah, I know. This is our version of Dracula, but not really.
Aha.
Yeah. For all the people who don't remember, Dracula was the end boss for all Castlevania games. So yeah. Well, actually, except for was that which game was that? I'm trying to remember the name of that series. I actually somewhat enjoyed that version of Castlevania. Um, Dang.
They've had like what
Well,
three different
it was when
like
they
generations of it.
yeah, it's when they went 3D, and so
Oh, okay.
yeah, not initially, because I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how good the but oh man, what is the name of that Castlevania game? Damn, can't remember.
I wish I could say that I knew what was going on to where
I know
that
that.
you were beating them. Like, but it's like, okay.
Well, we got attacked.
Do the wings fall off or some shit?
No, we got attacked. Well, that's one thing. You know, it's kind of like with the old school games. There was really nothing to indicate that you're winning because you know the old school games, like there's no life bar for a lot of the characters, which is actually one of the benefits they put on the newest version of this, is that, you know, bosses actually have a life bar now, so you kind of have an idea if you're beating them or not, or how much further you have. But that was Castlevania Lords of Shadow. There we go. I don't know if you ever played that. So that was on the.
I haven't played that one.
So that was the one that was released for the PlayStation 3. And Hideo Kojima had kind of put his production studio on it. So they did like a whole new take on Castlevania, where your main character ended up being Dracula in the end, through, you know. So it was interesting, just to, you know, it kind of made the whole story like, that's it. You know, basically the people who were inevitable to fight Dracula actually are fighting their own ancestry. So that, all right, cool, whatever. Great. So yeah, this is the end of the game. See, it's not really a long game. It's like 8 stages long. It's a good, fun, short game. It's not too hard. Again, like I said, I play it on casual because it's just more fun. Again, for those who never did like old school platform games with knockback, it does nothing but infuriate you, especially if you're on a platform and some random enemy hits you, and all of a sudden you get tossed off that platform. You get a death that way. So yeah,
a death that was not yours.
Oh man, I hated that with Ninja Gaiden back in the day, and those flying hawks. Good thing we have emulator. Emulator, I think it was Lord sent because for the NES and era. This is what I say.
I played it on I played it on Xbox One, Devil May Cry 4, and then, or is that the most recent one?
Devil May Cry 4 is the most, well, you had DMC. I think that's, DMC was the most recent Devil May Cry game. As far as Ninja Gaiden, like, they did, you know, redo it and turn it into a hack and slash. And I think the last one released was...
It was still a tough ass game.
Oh, definitely. But it was known for that.
Rough.
But the good thing about it is, like, granted, it was tough, but you felt like you accomplished something when you were able to, like, master the game.
Go to the next damn stage.
Yeah, you felt like you really accomplished something.
When I had it for 360 and on Xbox One, that was the worst thing in the world, was because I didn't play it on normal. I played it at least a step higher. I didn't play it on like insane or anything, but I play it on hard because somebody taught me into something one time, and they say if you play it on hard, or the hardest thing when you first play it, you're not gonna think that it wasn't easy. If you played it on normal, you're gonna think that's challenging because that's what you started at.
Yeah.
So I started doing it. When I tell you, the save points take forever to get to, and then you die, and you only had 2 enemies left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same last 2. And it didn't save. You got to start all the way back over.
Yeah, that one sucks. But, I guess we'll go ahead and end this episode of it. I mean, of course, we finished the game, so it was only broken up in 2 parts. The first part was introductory, but we kind of just ran through the last game, well, the last part of the game. But, yeah, there you go. That's Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 1. Eventually I'll get around to 2 or maybe some other games. We'll see. But I don't know, man. James, again, appreciate you coming on. We'll probably do this a lot more to kind of affiliate it with the whole podcast theme. You know, kind of just talk about everything going on. But I was Q. James.
And I'm James.
There you go. You know, I gotta cue him in, but no pun intended. But yeah, other than that, appreciate y'all, man, and peace.
Peace.